Good afternoon and welcome to another Star Sports preview. This time we're previewing the Breeders' Cup run at Santa Anita in California this weekend on Friday and Saturday the 2nd and 3rd of November. Probably the last you'll see of me for a while. I don't do many of the old jumps videos, so this is the last big flat meeting of the year and we'll see what we can find. We're going to cover off the Friday of the Breeders' Cup meeting first. We'll start, the first race we'll look at is the Breeders' Cup Marathon, run over 1 mile and 6 furlongs. Favourite with most firms is Fame & Glory. He's 9-2 with us. He's short as 11-4 in some places. Fame & Glory, he's an excellent stayer, and if he handles the dirt and returns to his peak form, he'll absolutely, batter this lot. But he was disappointing at Ascot, weakened rapidly at Ascot. He's not won since the start of the year when he won a very uncompetitive race in Navan. And I think there's value to be had of some of the American horses that are tested on dirt and tested the trips. Also worth pointing out, a lot of these American horses haven't run much further than 1 mile and 1, 1 mile and 2. So it's a big step up in trip for some. Not so for the Canadian horse Commander, who's probably one of my biggest fans of the meeting. Ran 1 mile and 3 last time at Hastings Park in Vancouver in Canada. It's pretty much nothing track. But he has ran around Santa Anita before he was moved to Canada. He's really started applying his trade in these staying races in Canada. Well, not staying races, but for American level, ran over further than we'd expect. He's won his last 6, got a Bayer figure of 100 penultimate side. He's 16-1 with some bookmakers, and I think that's a massive price and definitely worth backing. He's the kind of horse that slip under the radar from the unfashionable yard in the States, and he's one I'd be interested in. The other one worth mentioning at the price in this race is Jay Keto, trained by Bob Baffert, who's a great trainer in California. He's interesting as well. He was touted as a Kentucky Derby horse at one stage, kind of fell off the wayside, but ran a nice race last time out and looks like he needs a trip. He's not been running over long trips, but he looks like he really needs that extra yardage, and I think at 20-1 he's interesting as well. Dermot Wells runs Sense of Purpose here, unproven on the dirt. The kind of single figure prices he generally is, it wouldn't be for me. The one for me is Commander and Each Way Jay Keto, but I wouldn't rule Not Abroad out at about 12-1. He's got some interesting form, looks like he'll stay the trip as well. So overall, Commander's probably the best bet in that race. We'll then move on to look at the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies Turf, for which Richard Hannon's Sky Lantern is the 5-2 favourite here at Star Sports. Interesting race, few European chances. We've got Sky Lantern representing Richard Hannon. We also have Waterway Run representing Ralph Beckett, Flotilla for Mikael Dos Anjos, and also the Gold Cheongsam, I think it's pronounced, for Jeremy Nacida. Obviously Sky Lantern won the Michael Air Stakes at the Curragh, I forgot which Irish track it was stayed there. Won that pretty impressively and probably deserves to be favourite for this race. Flotilla ran a nice race in the Marcel Booster. She looks like she'll suit them for quicker ground, so she interests me at 10. Waterway Run put up a fantastic speed figure when winning at Newmarket, so she also interests me. But the one I'm most interested in this race is Flashy Ways. Won over course and distance at Santa Anita last time. I've got a Bayer figure of 80. Really knuckled down in a race. They went pretty quick up front. And I think at 16-1, she's just been, pretty much ruled out by the British bookmakers because she's American and she's against these, UK turf horses. I do think Sky Lantern's got a solid chance, but I wouldn't be backing her as short as she is. I think Flotilla and Waterway are one of the biggest value bets of the European in this race, but the bet of the race has to be Flashy Ways at 16-1. I just think she's been hugely underrated by the UK bookmakers, and there's no way she'll be 16-1 on the American tote when they line up at Santa Anita on Friday. So overall, for me, Flashy Ways at 16 is the bet, but if you want to follow the European horses, Waterway Run and Flotilla at 10 would be my two there. We're then going to look at the filly and mare turf, run over 1 mile 2 on Santa Anita's turf track, for which the Fugue is the 11-4 favourite here at Star Sports. The Fugue, unlucky in the Epsom Oaks earlier in the year, then went on to run in Ireland, where she didn't run in Ireland. I'm getting confused with her stablemate. I do apologise. I'm getting confused with Great Heavens. She then went on to Ascot, where she came second in the Ribblesdale behind Princess Highway, who looked very good that day. 2 quick runs where she was, arguably unlucky both at Epsom and in the Ribblesdale. She then went on to win the Nassau Stakes at Goodwood, pretty impressively, but she beat Timepiece and Was, who were no stars. She then came second to Charetta in the Vermeil, at Longchamp. That form is probably the strongest on offer here, but I do think the bet in the race is the second favourite. Ridicina is 4 to 1 of a certain high street bookmaker. I think Ridicina should be favourite for this race. She won the Prix d'Opera at Longchamp on Arc Day extremely impressively by about 3.5 lengths. Put a great speed figure that day. She looks like the quicker ground will suit. She's won on, you know, French ground, which isn't bottomless. She had a bit of a blip mid-season, but she looks, you know, she had a nice break between August and the Arc. I think she'll come into this race in top form, and I just think she wins this. I think 4 to 1 out there's a massive price, and I'd have her as favourite over the few personally. So pretty confident selection in the Breeders' Cup Filly Amateur. Ridicina to beat the few, and I can't really see much else troubling. One worth mentioning at price is Zagora at 20 to 1, who has, you know, won quite a few soft races on turf out in the States. Used to be a half decent French filly herself, and I think at 20 to 1, she's a bit interesting and could sneak a place, particularly for one of the few, maybe the few or Ridicina disappoints. So Ridicina to win, and Zagora each way at 20s. Final race on Friday night is the Breeders' Cup Ladies Classic. Ran over a mile and 1 furlong on Santa Anita's dirt track. The favourite is Royal Delta, fresh off winning at Belmont, posting an extremely good bay of 106. She's the 2 to 1 favourite. Bit short for me. Awesome Feather is also quite interesting. She's won her last 3 at Belmont, Gulfstream and Aqueduct. Again, putting up fantastic Bayer figures. You know, 5 to 1 with some firms could arguably be a bit big. I'd have her near a Royal Delta's price personally. The one for me in this race is Grace Hall at 12 to 1. She's won a few decent races. She won at Del Mar on the synthetics in the Oaks there, and you know she's put up a couple of good Bayer performances, 105 and 103 Bayer figures. No European representative in the race, and I think at the prices, although I don't know the form that well in this compared to some of the other European turf races, I think Grace Hall's a big price at 12 to 1, and she'd be my selection in the final race on Friday night. Good luck whatever you back on Friday night. I'll be coming back later on with a video for Saturday. Remember to give us a call on 08000 521 321 for all your bets and any special prices like number of European winners, etc. And do check out the website www.starsportsbet.co.uk for all the team blogs, etc. And check us out on Twitter, starsports_bet on Twitter. Good luck on Friday night, and as I say, we're back with another video for Saturday in a few hours' time. Thank you.